Good morning, I'm Niva Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Monday, 22nd of April. In this update, an unprecedented case begins today in the Auckland District Court. Former Ports of Auckland boss Tony Gibson is on trial over the 2020 workplace death of Pala'amo Kalati. It's the first time a New Zealand chief executive has been charged over a workplace fatality. Prosecutors argue Gibson failed to use his influence, power and resource to ensure workers were kept safe. His lawyer John Billington KC says while he had overall responsibility, he was not personally liable for the failure of individual systems and staff over which he had no direct control. Financial services are pleased the government's walking back consumer lending regulations. The government will revoke 11 pages of what it calls overly prescriptive affordability regulations from the Credit Contracts and Consumer Finance Act. They were introduced by the last government in late 2021. Financial Services Council CEO Richard Clippin says the legislation has hampered consumers' access to credit.
You had organisations wanting to understand why consumers were buying ice creams, having coffees, paying certain bills. So it became very intrusive rather than more broadly assessing the risk.
Firefighters have extinguished a suspicious blaze in an historical Wellington building. The blaze broke out in the derelict 1914 Boys Institute building on Tasman Street in Mount Cook shortly before 12:30 this morning. Mary lives nearby and called into Newstalk ZB shortly after she'd called 111 to raise the alarm.
What's amazing us is the amount of smoke still coming out. There's been a few flames, but it's all the smoke, but we can't smell a damn thing. It's really strange.
Crews are expected to remain on site for much of the day. While progress on one Christchurch Cathedral is up in the air, another is headed to the next stage. The Catholic Diocese has confirmed the new cathedral will be built on their 160-year-old Barbados Street site. 85% of those surveyed preferred this site, which was also the most economical of three options. Bishop Michael Geelan says they'll soon move on to naming the cathedral, choosing a patron saint whose life and example will inspire the design. Meanwhile, the opportunity to go behind the fences of the city's Anglican Cathedral is proving popular. A limited series of free public tours organised by the Reinstatement Project sold out in an hour on Friday. The tours will run every Monday at 2 p.m. from April 29 through to the end of May. Project manager Keith Patterson says they're making the most of construction levels allowing for tours. But the decision was also about gaining project support amid financial struggles.
Inevitably, when we take people to site, they come away with a different perspective of the importance of the project.
The rebuild has a funding gap of $114 million, with $30 million needed by August. And in sport, the Black Caps have claimed a remarkable 7-wicket victory in the third T20 against Pakistan in Rawalpindi. New Zealand has chased down the 179-run target to level the series with 2 games left. Heartbreak for second-tier Coventry City. They've been beaten by Manchester United 4-2 on penalties in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Max Verstappen has reigned supreme once again, taking the checkered flag in Formula One's Chinese Grand Prix in Shanghai. I'm Niva Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.